How we doing, my pals? Alright, we day to day again. Hopefully it keeps up this way, yeah. As you can see, I'm no sitting in my conservatory because the angle of the sun always messes up the lighting. So I wanted to do a quick video and obviously get it uploaded, blah blah blah. But I would if I did it out there, like I would have to wait till like fucking 7 o'clock or something, and by that time I might be doing something else, the momentum's lost, whatever. So I was just like, fuck it, just stay on the couch, mate. But the reason that I came on to do a video was because, right, so there's this new report out, Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons, and they've just did a big report on Barlinnie, and the podcast that I did the other day with Y50 and Sean Toll was actually about this. It's about the state of Barlinnie and the replacement for Barlinnie, HMP Glasgow. So we're actually witnessing penal history here. Barlinnie's been open since 82, 83. That's like that's Victorian times. And when you think of the amount of people that have passed through the walls, the stories, the bloodshed, the heartache, the misery, it's as if you can feel it when you go inside Barlinnie. I don't know, obviously there's a lot of people watching this channel that have been in prison, right? But Barlinnie's in a league of its own. I've always said that. In fact, I remember, I can't remember what jail it was in, say it was Shotts or Glenelg or whatever, they said, see whenever there's like a training event, right, and there's like, they're the Shotts screws, the Barlinnie screws, the Pullman screws, whatever, it says Barlinnie screws think they're like the kiddies, do you know what I mean? They think they're the creme de la creme. I don't know why that is, but like when I can kind of get it, but it's like we're the toughest. It's like anything. It's rivalry. But the report was saying things like, we've heard that a million times before, Barlinnie's not fit for purpose and it's understaffed and undermanaged and blah blah blah, man. Like, mate, could I told you this fucking 100 years ago, 50 years ago? Barlinnie was only kept open because of the high volume of people going through the criminal justice system at Glasgow, because apparently there's I don't know if it's a fact, there's a well-known saying in Glasgow that says that, see Glasgow Sheriff Court, it's the busiest court in Europe. Now, if that's true, think about that for a minute. Does that mean our crime's sky high compared to these countries? I don't know, right? But anyway, Barlinnie is like Glasgow Sheriff's Court's biggest customer. You know what I'm talking about? And like when I was looking at the report there, because 5-0 had the actual hard copy. See, I'm a hard copy guy. See, I like to read it, highlight it, write notes in the fucking margins. But I was going to say to him, here, want to give me this to read it home, but for some reason I shut out it. That's what it is, isn't it? But I've tried to download it onto this fucking tablet, right? And there's only 2 pages of this report, but when I was in 5-0's doing that podcast with him, this was a report, mate. This was like fucking, was thick, like that, right? But some of the things they were saying, right, like, is just pure common sense. We need to build more places for prisoners to fucking feel more safe, and there was a thing that says something like 55% of prisoners said they'd witnessed staff members abusing, bullying, threatening or assaulting another prisoner. Right, now think of that number. 55%, right? So that means 55% of the people that they interviewed or researched claimed they'd seen staff engaging in, shall we say, behaviours with their remit, but bringing their fucking profession into disrepute. And I'm not going to sit and be an apologist for prisoners, not, because see, at the end of the day, prisons are violent places, and they're no nice places at all, especially in Western civilization. And our prisons are just in degree, no by kind. What I mean by that is, somebody will say, oh, but look at Mexico, look at Colombia, fucking this and that. And I go, well, aye, look at their governments. Look, no wonder they're that nick. Our prisons are probably, in comparison to them, aye, they're hotels, but when you look at it through the prism of being a Westerner, being from Scotland, like, Barlinnie's fucking... it's a pure rat hole, man. And there's always a lot of skullduggery going on, and that's the same for any jail. But I imagine, this is what I kind of think, right? And if MD disagrees or whatever, that's fine. I felt that with the introduction of all this, like, legal highs, and mate, listen, this was the scariest thing I've ever seen happen to the prison, right? It was worse than smack anything I've ever seen. There was it's like, you ever seen the vampire films, right? And like, there's one who you don't like, he's a wee guy everybody likes, nobody wants him to get caught with the vampires, and then when they catch him, you just know it's not him anymore, and his eyes are all fucking thing we'd not. That's like Legal High. It's not the same person, and the volatility, you can smell the volatility in the air. You just don't know who's going to kick off, when it's going to kick off. You imagine working in that. You imagine getting up out of bed, saying cheerio to your wife and Wayne's, and then go to work in there. Know what I mean? And that's not to say, so people can go, oh well, the prisoners shouldn't be acting like that. Well, no, what? Go and get another fucking job. Is it stressing you out that much? Is it busting your balls that much that you would rather become the antithesis of what you are? What I mean is, rather than go, you know what, see all this Barton prisoner shit, no, it's not for me, that's not who I am. So rather than quit the job, go and get another job that's suited for you. You engage in that behaviour. You're not one of them now, you're one of us in a suit, in a uniform. And thought about it. You can't have it both ways. It's just the way I feel about it. But I do get that with the legal highs and that, it is whatever else it is, violence and everything has changed face. The prison subculture has changed face. It's unrecognisable from when I first ever hit the system. And I was actually saying to Big Jerry when I seen him, I says, I don't think you'd recognise it now. It would be like going to prison all over again. Do you know what I mean? Oh, excuse me. But I want to just read a wee bit of this. This is HMIPS, Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Prisons for Scotland, inspecting and monitoring news release. Inspection of HMP Barlinnie. HMP Barlinnie dates back to 1882, so 100 years before I was born. So Barlinnie's 140 odd year older than me. It's not surprising, therefore, that with high narrow walkways and narrow steep flights of stairs in the main residential areas, which prisoners are expected to negotiate safely, carrying trays of hot food, the prison infrastructure represents a barrier to safety and acceptable living standards. Our 2019 inspection report identified Letham Hall, which houses the national top end, as being in a state of disrepair. 5 years later, despite some refurbishment, it remained in a wretchedly poor state. Well, let me just stop there for a wee sec. For those of you that don't know, national top end is basically a jail within a jail, right? So, say you're serving a life sentence in Scotland or 15 years, whatever. You would have to serve a certain period of that, a certain amount of that, in what's called closed conditions, maximum security, whatever you want to fucking call it. And once you've served, say like 4 year, 5 year, if you're a fixed sentence, well, I had to wait. It was like 3 or 4 years before I could go to the top end, right? I went to Carehouse and Shotts prison, it's no there anymore. But for a lifer, they must pass through the national top end, right? So there's 2 national top ends in Scotland, as far as I'm led to believe. One's in Greenock and one's in Barlinnie, right? So you're telling me since 2019, right? The Letham Hall was originally built to house young offenders, I'm sure, in the late 90s. All the troops wrecked it, man, going through wars a lot, but it's another video for another day, innit? So their report identified in 2019 that Letham Hall, which houses all these people that are convicted of murder, try to rehabilitate themselves, get back out there, this, there, that, and they're being sent to a place that's falling apart in disrepair. And this was 5 years later, they're saying it's still in a wretchedly poor state. So what's HMP Barlinnie? A billion pound prison that was meant to be like 450 million. It's now monstrously over budget, right? And I think it's kickbacks, mate. I don't think it's set to do with. But that's just me, you know what I'm like. What is HMP Glasgow? Is there going to be a national top end there? And if so, how is that going to prepare long-term prisoners to fucking safely land back in society? Because they're going on about rehabilitation all the time. Listen to me. It's a fucking con. It's all a con. I've said this 100 times, man. But what about rehabilitation? Do you think that prisoners can be rehabilitated? Fucking falling asleep listening to you. No offence, right? But I get a bit fucking animated talking about this, because it's just words. It's buzzwords and sound bites. It keeps them in a job. Do you seriously think they want you, Joe Blogs for Poso or whatever, to stop committing crime? Because see if prisons shut tomorrow, right? If we all go kumbaya and start getting it together, where are they all gonna go? So, and that's not to say that all screws are scum, whatever. No, plenty of good ones, plenty of decent ones, plenty that'll play ball and all, know what I'm talking about. No, that was a joke. But behind this, do I say veneer? I need a better word. A veil. Behind the veil of HMP, there is a human being there. You've got good ones and you've got animals. And to be fair, when I went to the adult system, there wasn't really that many screws who I thought to myself, I would have liked to hurt, not I mean. Is what it is. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If you think wearing a uniform affords you some sort of power or right to mistreat somebody's son, father, brother, whatever, you're just the ultimate weakling, man. But anyway, we're getting our thing with. Right, so I wanted to read the wee interesting bit. It was about the percentages, right? But hold on. The need for a replacement prison through the planned new HMP Glasgow remains overwhelming and urgent. The other deeply concerning factor was the unacceptable level of overcrowding. Let me just stop it. This is what I laugh at. Every year, every 6 months, you see STV News, fucking Postal FM, whatever, right? Oh, Barlinnie's overcrowded. Oh, mate, Barlinnie's been fucking overcrowded for fucking day dot, mate. Aye, right, single cell to start with, which actually didn't know that until I can't remember where I read it. It was in a book or whatever, right? But I remember people telling me, see in the 80s, they were freeing and phone guys up. So you imagine being in a cell, freed up, folded up. Fuck that. I don't like having a co-pilot, right? But see, if I need to get a co-pilot, it has to be somebody I'm totally compatible with, as I imagine most people would. But some people just would accept, oh, I can't say nothing and all that. But there's ways and means, know what I mean? Designed for single occupancy, at the time of our inspection, the prison was more than 30% above its design capacity, with almost 2/3 of prisoners having to share cells designed for one person. The cells were all were all hanged for one person. Now there is some people that can get what we call, you pull a stroke, right? So what I used to do was say I was a non-smoker, and then it would take them ages to find me a cellmate because everybody smoked. So I used to pull that one. But then I remember one time I was trying to get a dub up with one of my boys, right? And he was a smoker. And one of the screws was like, no, you're a non-smoker. Like, no, I've started up again. No. Pure talking shit, never smoked in my life, not what I mean? Too funny, mate. But I just don't get how they seem so shocked at the fact Barlinnie's overcrowded. It's laughable. Overcrowding makes it harder to access basic entitlements. Also makes it harder for staff to build and retain positive relationships. And the additional daily transactional work in dealing with more prisoners than a prison is designed to accommodate can put a strain on services and relationships. Services. See, see all this mad, see all their words now. Services. Like, you're getting a service. Barlinnie's, we're customers. Like, mate, they need to get away. They need to get away from all this corporatist language, man. Like they're a Fortune 500 company. Cause trust me, mate, they're looking at this through the eyes of business. Excuse me. It's called managerialism. In fact, where the fuck? Okay, it's a beer now. I can't be fuck go to get it. Right, hold on. But you've got to laugh at that. Overcrowding will put a strain on everything else. Like the health, the education, the gym waiting list, whatever. Like course programs. So maybe you need to start looking at the root cause, know the end result. That main part explained the most worrying aspect of a pre-inspection survey, where more than half of prisoners said they'd witnessed staff members abusing, bullying, threatening or assaulting another prisoner, and 42% reported that staff had abused, bullied, threatened or assaulted them. Inspectors never witnessed any unacceptable behaviour. Surprise, surprise. And indeed observed staff engaging prisoners in cheerful but respectful light-hearted banter. Well, Larry fucking da. But these results were worse than for other closed prisons and gave serious cause for concern. We encourage the prison to reflect further on the survey findings. Do you think there is actually somebody employed in a job who has to sit and read the HMIPS report every time it comes out? That'd be funny, but I doubt it. It was pleasing to see that the SPS, that's Scottish Prison Service, had completely refurbished the reception area and the health centre had been reconfigured and modernised, creating a better experience for prisoners in these areas. Oh fucking hell, man, know what I mean? Like you're checking into a spa or a retreat. Fucking, it was a better experience now and all that. Oh, I definitely feel like I got something for it. Fuck off! Fucking nonsense, man. Anyway, where was I? Back to the slaughtering. The introduction of a new resource hub where prisoners could seek the help of external agencies as well as the library, thank fuck, or play snooker or pool was an impressive development. Prisoners only got access to this great facility for a minimum of 45 minutes once a month. I remember they had that when I was there. It wasn't called the resource hub, but it was called fucking activities or something. You could put your name down for it. And I was only going for the library, as you know. But the library was actually, I liked the library. A lot of classics, decent true crime. Well, the shit I like my shit, right? Literature or that pish. But I mind the wee librarian, he looked like a walrus with a pair of glasses. Turns out, I mind me and my co-pilot went down stole all his fucking tunnels see like loyalist and IRA books that he used to keep stashed. Me and him went and took them all right in front of him. As you do. Know what I mean? Try to hide all the good shit for the boys, know what I mean? Fucking get him read and dished out. But anyway, turns out he was caught with some shit he shouldn't have had on his hard drive or his phone or whatever. Nasty, nasty. And to think I used to fucking speak to him. But anyway, seems that there was some sort of positivity coming out of this. The therapeutic work being done in the Wellbeing Hub, which provided support for particularly vulnerable prisoners, was highly commendable. Somebody's dog's barking. Right, where the fuck was I? The sensory room was an excellent resource where families and children could access a quiet space. That would be alright at a visit. A Healthy Dads, Healthy Kids initiative was testament to a prison that reached out to work with others in innovative ways. I applaud that, but it's going to be interesting to see what this new HMP Glasgow's going to be what it's going to have for what innovative fucking things, programs, whatever it's going to have, what meaningful stuff it's going to have. Because trust me, right, I don't care what anybody says, this isn't for you to build rehab relationships with your family, this is to make them look like they're helping you. They're taking credit for your work. That's just my feeling on it. You don't have to take it, you don't have to listen to it, you don't even need to watch this fucking video. Do you know what I mean? If you think it's a lot of shite, I don't mind, honestly don't mind. I just know that's mine. But and see for the £1 billion construction, £1 billion, like what? You know what I mean? Who's inflating the prices? We all know what goes on in the industry, you know what I mean? Fucking government. Effective use was being made of in-cell learning opportunities, and the range of subjects and uptake in the education centre was good, while the well-equipped gym was well used. Fucking bums. Oh. As a result of the overcrowding, there was a shortage of employment opportunities and a long waiting list to access work. Library provision was poor. The prison appeared safe to inspectors, although we urged the prison to reinvigorate the SPS anti-bullying strategy. Most prisoners said they felt safe, but the need to hold mixed categories of prisoners in A and B hall due to overcrowding limited the ability of staff to get people out of their cells safely. This meant that prisoners who were not at education or work could be locked up for 22 hours a day, which is unacceptable. Breaking news, whoever wrote this, that is standard operating procedure in Barlinnie. 22, 23 hours a day. Right, so when you're in Barlinnie, right, I'm going with the convicted here, no remand, right? A routine is the only time your door is unlocked, right, is to go to collect your meals, so 3 times a day, and it's like, it's not even 10 minutes. You need to go away down to the bottom, get your food, go away, back up, whatever landing you're on, they shut your door, right, eat it in your cell, come round, get your trays, whatever. Unless you get 1 hour of recreation, which is out in the yard, walking around the yard, man, everybody's out in the yard, fucking, whatever. You've got agents visits, which is like social work, whatever, lawyers, and then you've got your normal visits, which is like your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, whatever. So you only get, was it 3 visits a month in Barlinnie? Is it 4 visits a month? I can't remember, I've not been there since 2012, so I wouldn't be able to say, but say you get 1 visit a week, you're still locked up most of the day in your cell at 22 hours a day, so how's this? How they making out they're all fucking, this is unacceptable. This is aim, look, this is unacceptable, Barlinnie. I will do better next time. Then they go out and shut the door like a fucking idiot. Right, what were you saying? Lock him up. Like, it's the same fucking old. And I'm telling you something now. Wait till that fucking other one opens, mate. It's gotta be shenanigans, man. You can just see it. Anytime a new jail opens, mate, brutal. I was in Glen Oakle when they opened the new halls up there, and where else was I? It just opened at Low Moss. Fuck me, man. There was like a slashing or a stabbing every day, mate. Honestly, man. The riot bell's gone every lunchtime. Oh, fuck me. Know what I mean? There's just always problems, man. Always problems when a new jail opens, mate. Because they're all running about like headless chickens. But you know what? We'll wait and see. When's it been opened? It's been opened in, I think it's 2029, because obviously it's been held back. It was meant to be opened this year or last year or something. But it's going to be interesting. Maybe I should go up there and do a wee vid the first day they open. Be funny. Go up there with the hula hoops, know what I mean? Start fucking flying that TinPail flag, know what I mean? But I think 50 says to me the one we did the other day is going to be on his channel today or the night. He says I'm sure he said that. He's put a couple of reels up, so if any are kicking about, go and watch it. Nice Sunday night viewing for you, know what I mean? I was a bit quiet on it, to be honest. But fuck it. Know what I mean? Yous all take care, my pals, right? Remember, TinPailTV.